Hello and welcome to the Sneaking Into the Movies podcast. On today's episode, we are going to be talking about the entire summer in movies. That's right, we got a big catch up episode for you. We're talking about some of the things we missed, some of the big takeaways from the summer, Spider Man, The Odyssey, Backrooms, Obsession. We're talking about all of it. And on top of that, we have a big Marvel episode. That's right, we're talking about the new Doomsday trailer. We're talking about the X-Men cast. And at the end of this episode, we are going to rank our top 10 post-Endgame MCU movies. After Endgame, a lot of people probably jumped off of the Marvel ship, so we are giving you a comprehensive list so you can catch up on what you missed before the Doomsday. I'm Max Nathan, and as always, I'm joined by my co host, Norman Davis, as we sneak into the movies.
One, two, three.
Summer's almost over, Max.
It basically is over.
It
We're
pretty
in,
much
we're
is
in
over.
August 23rd.
Yeah, how did that happen? It is still hot as shit in the great state of Texas.
Yes, it is.
We have summer till December. Honestly, till January now, but
pretty much
doesn't feel like it. But yeah, the summer's over. More specifically, the summer movie season is over.
It is.
And as y'all know on the show, we talk about movies. So Max, overall, how would you say you felt about this summer at the movies?
I would say that I felt great about this summer at the movies. I think, we had a bunch of good stuff at the blockbuster level. We had Spider-Man, we had The Odyssey, and we also had a lot of stuff that was kind of, smaller breakout stuff like Obsession and Backrooms. I mean, Backrooms, spoilers for the end of the year list, but that's number one for me right now. Like, that movie soared on my list. Like, I loved Backrooms. Chiwetel Ejiofor was just, and that guy's an actor that, like, I don't feel like we really get to see him like shine a lot. Like, he got completely shafted by the MCU stuff. He was supposed to be the big bad of Doctor Strange 2, and he was in Doctor Strange 2, but they clearly went a different direction from what they were planning to do after the post-credit scene of that first movie. He's fine in those movies, but they really give him nothing to do. But in Backrooms, he's just freaking on fire.
Yeah.
And that was my favorite movie of the summer, I think. And favorite movie of the year so far. What was your favorite movie of the summer?
It's got to be Spider-Man for me.
Okay, it's a valid pick. It's a valid pick.
I mean, really, like that was kind of my dream MCU Spider-Man movie. I don't think I'd put it over the Raimi movies, but I don't think anything can ever go over those for me. I'm going to be totally honest. But that is like as close as you can get. I just thought it was fantastic themes with Peter and everything, and the loneliness and everything. I think it's very relevant in the world with COVID, and like we as people are just more isolated in general, and people don't like to ask for help. But no one cares about that stuff. More importantly, like the Hulk and the Punisher were in it.
That's true. And you forgot your X-Man.
And my X-Men, Jean Grey. Yeah, we can legally say that now. Yeah, even like Yelena popping up. Like this is like the most realized and comic booky the MCU had ever felt. Yeah, I just thought it was fantastic. It was such a fun time. It's what I've been wanting from these Tom Holland movies for 10 years now. We've talked about it. You agree with me. I really don't like those other ones.
We talked about it on our Spider-Man episode. Now that we have Brand New Day and we have those Raimi movies and we even have those two Andrew Garfield movies, which I have mixed opinions about.
Those fucking suck. Okay, I just want to put it out
number two sucks. Number two sucks. I kind of like the Amazing Spider-Man one, but
that movie sucks.
Having all of those Spider-Man movies that feel like Spider-Man, and contrast that with the first three Homecoming movies, Home trilogy, those titles are so dumb too. Even Brand New Day, they all, you can't tell what movie is what movie because they all have the same 3 word freaking title. Oh my god.
Get ready for Spider-Man Blackest Day with Noel.
Blackest Day, Blackest Day, Blackest Night. Are we encroaching upon the Green Lantern stuff there? Blackest Day.
Uh,
Uh
Maybe.
oh. Yeah, because as you know, Green Lantern is going to be bigger than Spider-Man by next year. Man of Tomorrow.
Yeah. Sorry, they're
You know,
lanterns, not green lanterns, because green, that's dumb and for kids. We're
we took the green
serious.
out.
We're
It's
serious, man.
yep,
No one wants the green. Everyone wants the
yep,
lanterns.
yep. It's better. In all seriousness, I think we're both pro lanterns right now. For now, after
Yeah.
episode 1, episode 2 is on tonight.
Great
I'm gonna
first
watch that after
episode.
this.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it.
Yep.
What a cast! We're not gonna talk about it too much.
Mhm.
I wish Kyle Chandler got to play Hal 20 years ago because he is just beyond perfect.
We'd be in a completely different universe if
We
that was the
would.
case.
Yeah, he is just perfect. But yeah, we'll save Lantern's talk till towards the
Mhm.
end or the finale
Yeah.
of the show.
Yep.
Yeah, but Spider-Man, like this is the one. And I mean,
Yeah.
this movie, as of this weekend, it's at $2.2 billion. So clearly, we're not the only people who think that.
No. Everyone has seen. If you're talking to someone right now, odds are they have seen the Spider-Man movie. So
Yeah, like this. This did with Spider-Man for me what the Batman did for Batman. Like this is, I feel like, as perfect as you can get, really.
I really like that comparison. I think that is
And what
apt.
Superman did for Superman.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put Superman with those other two, but like I know we kind of talked about it on the actual episode, but yeah, I think it just kind of felt like finally, like here's the character. No asterisks, none of this stuff. Like this is what you
Yeah.
want.
He's not figuring out how to be Spider-Man anymore. He's just Spider-Man.
Yes.
It's a wild concept that, Spider-Man is Spider-Man in the Spider-Man movie. I really like that movie as well. I think that's a great pick for favorite movie of the summer. It would be up there on my list. And
But
it's interesting.
honestly,
Like, yeah, I had mixed feelings coming out the first time. Now I'm like very, very pro Spider-Man Brand New Day. And it's definitely on my top 12 as of now. So
yeah, it's up there for
yeah,
me. I do think we also got to shout out the Odyssey, which is
definitely.
now the highest rated R. Oh my god, sorry.
Highest grossing rated R
Highest
movie.
grossing R-rated movie ever made.
Surpassed Deadpool and Wolverine?
Thank you for beating the evil. Yes,
Oh
they did.
my goodness.
They did it. They did it.
Yep.
Another fantastic movie that probably should be my favorite of the summer, but look at my wall, man. I'm a chud.
Unfortunately, it doesn't have Spider-Man in it.
It has his actor, but
Yeah,
Spider-Man's not in
it actually does have Spider-Man in it.
Yeah, and the Punisher.
That's right.
No Hulk. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just a lot of wins this summer in a lot of ways. A lot of, great movies, someone under the radar. Finally watched I Love Boosters. I thought that was fantastic.
Okay.
I still haven't seen it, but I know the invite was a ton of people are saying it's like one of the best movies of the year, and I'm looking forward to checking it out.
That's one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, even kids movies. I mean, I know you really like Minions. Seems like that resonated with a lot of people.
So I gotta drop the shtick. Minions was like fine for a Minions movie. It's actually not that good. They do the film references.
Max, you're telling me they made a bad Minions movie?
I'm telling as shocking as it may be. I know you're sitting there and you're just stunned. I can see it on your face right now. You're just
I got all this stuff I like on this wall. This other wall you can't see. It's all Minions.
Okay,
it's just a bunch of Minions.
Yeah, based on our conversations in private, that's clearly
That's
I
mean, I didn't see it because I was busy that day when it came out. But I can't.
But you rented it. You rented it on multiple different Amazon Prime accounts.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet, but I still want to financially support.
Okay. Yep.
Illumination, so they can give me that Donkey Kong movie.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting though. But Minions seemed like it worked for a lot of people.
It did work for a lot of people, clearly. I think it's just like, movie people getting high on their own supply, to tell you the truth. And to a certain extent, I was part of it. I really was. I got swept up in it, Norman. What can I say?
I
Um,
did not. I proudly did not. I
yeah.
didn't buy that bullshit. The Minions are not making the greatest love letter to cinema.
Mhm.
Um,
I, on the other hand, was susceptible to the key jingling. I was got.
yeah.
So,
But a lot of people like that. I thought Toy Story 5 was great.
mhm.
About as good as a fifth Toy Story movie could be.
Yeah.
Um, we got a new Steven Spielberg movie this summer. I'm the only person who liked it.
Mhm.
We'll be talking about it in my top 12 later this year. Don't you worry.
Yep.
Um,
I'm glad it had that Disclosure Day, and Steven Spielberg has you to continue to sing its praises. Because I think there were parts of that movie that I really liked. Like the whole thing didn't work for me, but I thought that chase was just incredible at the start of the movie, where they drive the car through the house, and there's that one shot following Josh O'Connor as he's trying to get away from the guys who all pull up at the same time. Just great stuff there. My audience,
Peepaw still got it, man.
he really does. He really does. I'm also a huge fan of West Side Story. Um, that was, or no, he did Fablemans before that, and then West Side Story
No, he
before
did
that.
West Side Story and then Fablemans. Now we're at
Right,
Disclosure Day.
right, right, right. Okay. Yep. Yeah. No.
And next up is a Western from Mr. Spielberg, which that will
It's
probably
gonna be
be the
sick.
greatest movie ever made. Yeah,
Yeah.
so we will be
Yeah.
there.
We will certainly be there for Steven Spielberg's next movie. Um, I guess I'll just briefly mention the end of Oak Street. Norman, you haven't seen this movie yet, right?
Not yet. I plan on seeing it later this week along with Tony and another movie we'll be talking about next week.
Okay. The end of Oak Street is also a movie that goes along with my pattern. Well, I didn't see it again, but I saw it once and I was like, that was a little disappointing, but I still liked it. Um, and the more time, the more the time passes, I like that movie. It's growing on me. Um, there's a lot of good set pieces in the movie, and there's specifically one. There's one like fantastic scene that is such a small thing. It involves the main daughter, the daughter in the movie. It's like sitting in a car listening to a song. Just a fabulous scene. Like we if you see the movie, we can talk more about that scene. There's just so many small moments in that movie about that is essentially about a family running away from dinosaurs. Uh, that are just so emotionally resonant. Like there's a lot of small stuff in there that's just like, oh, this is the good stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm looking forward to checking it out. It seems very, very Spielberg and Shyamalan
it is
coded.
Shyamalanian a little. It's very. I mean, it's produced by J.J. Abrams. I know both of us are not the biggest J.J. Abrams guys, and also it definitely feels Abramsy. And that was part of the
I
stuff that
am
I
no
kind of.
longer seeing the end of Oak Street.
Yeah, yeah. That was my biggest like gripe with the movie is it does feel a little bit like Stranger Thingsy, like 80s nostalgia play just for the sake of it. Um, but I liked it. I liked it. It just doesn't really stand on its own as much as I would want it to, if that makes sense.
Interesting.
Um, I like the dinosaurs in that movie a lot. They're kind of weird looking. Some of them are furry. They're kind of more like the modern interpretations of dinosaurs, where people have been saying recently that like, oh, they were probably like feathered creatures, and
Mm-hmm.
they're probably closer to like the birds we have today than reptiles and whatnot. Like there's kind of a lot of that in there in terms of the design. They don't feel like it doesn't feel like Jurassic Park, which is I think the highest compliment I could possibly give it.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I like that movie. It's grown on me.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to checking it out.
Yeah. Uh, unfortunately, so here's the thing. Like we're saying, I think the theme of the summer is that we are so back. Obviously with the Odyssey and Spider-Man making so much money, we also have Obsession Backrooms and a lot of other stuff, in the middle doing pretty well. Uh, I will say, one of the byproducts of Spider-Man doing so well in the time that it did so well is that the end of Oak Street got fucked. It was supposed to have the IMAX screens uh, during its opening weekend, and it did not because they put Spider-Man uh, into IMAX
Well,
after
they should have put
saying,
Spider-Man in their movie.
yeah,
I'm kidding.
yeah.
It is
I
super
mean,
lame. I did read about that.
if Spider-Man fought the dinosaurs, that would have been fucking cool. I'm not gonna disagree with you. However, um, I, it's a tricky situation because on the one hand, theaters are raking in a boatload of money, and obviously that's good for theaters and therefore good for the industry. However, you can start to have that debate about whether it is actually good for the industry because another movie that is, supposed to be uh, a big tentpole summer hit really got put on the back burner by this Spider-Man situation where they put it into IMAX and it took away the IMAX screens from the end of Oak Street. Um, and then you're kind of, shrinking that pool, if you will. Like Spider-Man is something that was always going to make a shitload of money and probably would have, made a ton of money if, without them putting it into IMAX a week after its release. Um, so I don't know. That's just kind of one of the trickier industry things that we were talking about back. I remember this was a big conversation back in 2019 at the height of Marvel, but now that Marvel, has Marvel kind of fell off the wagon a little bit there, but now we seem to be on the upswing with the Marvel movies. So this conversation is going to be going to probably get started back up again, I would think, especially with that end of Oak Street thing. I thought was a little bit of it's kind of shitty. But also Spider-Man's making so much money, so that's the other thing. And theaters got to survive. Not everybody's AMC. There's a lot of independent theaters out there. I understand that. It is what it is. But yeah, I wish the end of Oak Street got those IMAX screens on opening weekend.
I mean, it would have been cool, but I don't think that movie was lost out on like $100 million or.
I agree with you.
I
I don't.
kind of the Odyssey was kind of like the breaking point for me. I kind of hate this premium format thing that's going on in Hollywood right now.
Speak on it.
It's a crisis. Why are we reselling movie tickets?
Yeah.
Why are we breaking apps it's the Taylor Swift tour
Yeah.
with Dune 3, the Odyssey with the tickets a year before, them being like the only way to really watch this movie is in 70 millimeter and there's 15 in the country.
Mm-hmm.
I hate this premium format thing that's going on right now. Something like the end of Oak Street really seems like it could have benefited from it.
Yeah. Gives it a
movie.
legitimacy when you put it into those IMAX screens. Like people
I really don't think it does though. I think they're just like not with the end of Oak Street, but last year we talked about this. I thought it was like they were marketing Companion as you need to see this movie in IMAX.
I remember that. Yeah.
That was the stupidest thing ever. I saw that with you in IMAX.
Yeah. Yeah.
What the fuck? Like, what was?
Yeah, it was.
Oh my
yeah.
god, they do that. Like, I don't know. I hate. I'm not one of those people that's like, it's classist or whatever. Like, I think people are being ridiculous with that.
Mhm.
I don't know. I just think it's gotten to a point, and like it's only gonna get worse.
It has gotten to a bit of a crisis point, as you're saying. It took me an hour to get Dune 3 tickets the other day. And I wasn't even going for like opening day or anything. I was going for like Saturday. And it took me an hour between all of the error messages, and it felt like there were like 10 different error messages I got through. It wasn't just like, oh, error, keep trying. It was like, okay, now we can't reach the theater. Okay, now your tickets have expired. You took too long. There was like 10 different things that I was running into. So it was a disaster. And clearly there was a lot of demand. You can't get tickets now. Like it's completely booked at the Dallas Web Chapel IMAX.
And they're reselling for hundreds of dollars. on
That's
eBay.
insane. Yeah, that's not cool. If you're buying Dune, I get I get it. The economy's tough right now, but this is not the way.
Because you know what I
Um,
did, Max? You know what I
yeah,
decided? I don't need to see this movie in IMAX the first time I see it.
that's
So I went
you're a liberated man.
a couple hours after the whole shebang. I
Yeah.
was at work when the tickets were going down. I wasn't gonna, even if I wasn't gonna buy them. I
Hmm.
wasn't gonna wait in line for an hour for a movie ticket.
Hmm.
Um, I was like, let me check it out.
Hmm.
I'm seeing the movie pretty much a week early,
Yeah.
and it's in Dolby instead of IMAX, and no seats were bought.
Yes.
I was like, what the fuck? I saw that there was a screening. Like it's Monday or Tuesday that week that it comes out.
Hmm.
I was like, oh, this is probably sold out. Not
Yeah.
a single ticket sold. I was like, it's still gonna be loud and
Because
big.
people
Like,
people are going for like the opening day IMAX. They miss out on the early screening, and it's like
yeah.
if you yeah, that's the other we put up an Instagram reel about this, like I think maybe was it last year? I think it was last year we put up an Instagram reel about this where I was talking about Weapons. And Weapons is another movie like Companion, like you were talking about, where they put it in IMAX, they pushed it as an IMAX movie, and then you watch it and it's like there's no scenes for IMAX in Weapons.
There's a movie coming
Um
out next week that I guarantee that all the trailers are like see it in IMAX. Do
uh-huh.
you think there's any reason to see the dog stars in IMAX?
I don't think there's any reason to see the dog stars at all, to tell you
I'm
the
seeing
truth.
it. I'm seeing it this weekend because I
Okay.
love Ridley
Because you're
Scott.
Ridley, yeah,
I'm a
you're a
Ridley
Ridley
head.
guy.
I'm
I
still
I
about it.
like Ridley's movies, but I don't think I can get there with the
But I
dog
saw
stars.
Gladiator 2 in IMAX, and
Yeah.
I felt like I got ripped off of $5.
Yeah.
There's no reason to see that movie in IMAX.
Yeah, and we talked like I was saying last year. I think that Dolby has kind of been pushed to the side, and it's better than IMAX in some ways. Like in terms of like the only thing that I think IMAX has over Dolby in terms of presentation is the expanded aspect ratio, which, to be fully transparent, I would choose seeing a movie in the full IMAX aspect ratio of 4:3 before I chose to see a movie in Dolby if it had the IMAX footage in it. However, if it doesn't have that IMAX, expanded 4:3 aspect ratio, I want to go see it with the better sound and picture in Dolby. Like it
Yeah,
usually, like Dolby's usually have much better sound and better picture. Like the sound in a Dolby cinema is like incredible. And I'm a little spoiled in Dallas because Dallas has really nice theaters across the board. But I've been to Dolby's like all over the place. That is pretty solid across. Like if you go to a Dolby theater, like you're getting a pretty good experience. Like
I totally agree. I think they're great.
yeah,
Like I still see movies in IMAX. Obviously, I saw the
yes,
Odyssey in IMAX. I'm good to see Dune in IMAX the second time I see it.
hmm,
But yeah, it's just gotten to a point where like it's so, I don't know. It just feels like, and it's silly, but like it feels cheap. Like they're just like throwing everything in IMAX that they can.
hmm.
But like, granted, it's probably driving people back to theaters. Like the
It is.
premium format. Like,
It's the double edged sword. Like
yeah,
it is a bit of a crisis, and it takes an hour to get Dune 3 tickets, but it takes an hour to get Dune 3 tickets because there's a shitload of people that want Dune 3 tickets on opening day,
yeah,
which is cool. Um,
no, for sure. But like, I don't, like people like you're missing out on the opportunity to see it a week early because, and I get it, the full ratio, but like
yep.
it's gonna look big. It's gonna sound really nice in that Dolby theater.
Hmm.
Um, yeah,
Yeah.
like I don't know. And now Thursday night, I can go see a movie in Infinity Vision.
Yep. How many times? Okay. Over, under 3 times for you seeing Avengers Doomsday. Over or under 3 times?
In theaters,
Yes.
probably under.
Probably under. Okay. What about
I
Dune? Dune setting the line at 3. Over or under?
Probably also under, but more likely over than Doomsday. Like Doomsday, I will certainly see twice in theaters, but like Dune, I already have like I'm seeing it early, and then I'm going to see it over the weekend in IMAX, whether it's
Mhm.
Limax or 70. Um, I will be going in IMAX.
I already have two tickets to Dune. I have one ticket to Doomsday.
I haven't been seeing like the past year and a half. I really haven't been like seeing movies more than twice in theaters.
Yeah,
Like I
I
saw
think we're
Spider
just
Man
busier,
twice.
you know?
Yeah, I think we're just busier too. I have a Regal pass now, so that'll probably change. But I didn't for a while.
Mhm.
And going to movies is expensive, and I'm broke.
Yeah,
um, yeah, like I saw the Odyssey once. I'm actually probably seeing it next week in 70 finally.
nice.
But that was a
They got
movie
the
that I
San
was like,
Antonio one fixed.
yes, and they're playing it
Incredible.
through like late or mid-ish September or something.
Okay,
But yeah,
nice.
I'll probably see both of those movies twice, but it's not out of the realm of possibility to see them three times. Um, I don't want to say too much about Doomsday before we talk about the new trailer.
Yeah,
So
let's transition it right into that
yeah,
then.
anything else you want to say about this summer other than Star Wars is dead?
Yeah, I mean,
Remember
we'll
when
see.
remember there was a new Star Wars movie that came out this summer, Max?
Yeah, and it got fucking obliterated by an indie horror movie that cost like how much did Obsession cost? Was it seven
Seven
hundred
hundred
thousand
thousand
dollars?
dollars.
Holy smokes!
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, that's nuts. We'll see when Starfighter comes out next year. We've talked about that. You think that movie has some good prospects as far as box office
As
goes,
far
but
only financially,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm dubious about everything regarding that, even the box office.
Yeah. I guess
We'll see.
we're about to talk about Marvel stuff, but I assume you saw the Starfighter footage.
I did see the Starfighter footage.
Did it do anything for you whatsoever? Did you even
No, it
raise an
looked like
eyebrow?
it looked no, it looked like Deadpool and Wolverine.
Brutal.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even go that far. I mean, I'm not excited for it, but
It just looked
um,
like what I mean by that is it looked like it didn't have any kind of point of view, if that makes sense.
yeah.
It just looked like they are doing a bunch of Star Wars stuff, and it's not going to be, and they're going to let Ryan Gosling be Star-Lord from the Guardians of the Galaxy, and that's going to be the movie. If you like that, it's probably going to be exactly what I
As
just
they
said.
say, absolute cinema.
Yeah.
Just kidding. That movie's gonna suck, but it's gonna do much better than Mandalorian and
Yeah.
draw a lot of people and a lot of young people into Star Wars.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of movies that are going to suck, are we going to should I say that? I'm not there. I'm not there honestly with Doomsday.
Max, let me tell you something.
Yeah,
Hell don't answer to Doom.
it does
It
not.
answers to me.
Oh shit. You got the Lego Sentinel?
Yes, sir.
Hit me with the Lego Sentinel?
The best thing
Goodness
about
gracious.
Doomsday for me is the Lego sets because they are making a really big Sentinel, and I
Yeah.
do have the Lego X Mansion over here. I kind of wanted to find a way to fit it into the frame because
Mhm.
we will be talking about some X-Men later, but I
I
couldn't find
saw
a way.
did you see I saw a quote unquote leaked Lego set, which I'm not sure if it was real. I was wondering if you saw this.
I
It
don't know what
is
you're talking about.
it is of the thing that you and I know to be in the movie, but isn't sort of public knowledge yet.
No, every Lego set they revealed is stuff is people from the movie.
Okay.
We'll do this real quick. There's a Lego
Yeah.
set that's like a Sentinel. That's a big battle. It's a bunch of characters. There's an Avengers Tower and there's a Quinjet. So I don't know what you're
Okay.
talking about, but if it was one of those three
It
things,
was not one of those three things. We can talk about it after the podcast.
okay.
Um, but yeah, so we have an Avengers Doomsday trailer, a second one after the first one. We talked about
A
the
sixth
first
one.
one. Yeah, yeah. Oh, right. I completely forgot about those four nonsense ones that they did. Um, so yeah, we have a sixth Avengers trailer, as you said. Um, I thought this one was pretty damn good. Norman, what did you think?
I've watched it a couple times since. I don't think it was any better than the first trailer.
Okay, how come?
It was just kind of a
What's not working for you?
like everything, but um, low key everything. Let's just start off. It looks horrible, like
Mhm,
visually, like
mhm,
CGI wise and everything. Anything that kind of could look cool, specifically the shot of Doom with the Sentinels,
yep.
is like the darkest, sludgiest, fakest looking thing ever.
Mhm.
Um, Not crazy about that. Um, you want to know everything I don't like about it?
I want to know everything. Give it to
Okay.
me.
I mean, the trailer opens up with Sue talking about how awesome Doctor Doom was before
Yep.
the incident.
Yep.
Why? That is like the least Sue Storm. Like, it really only makes sense for Reed to say that, but like her saying that, just like ugh. And like I don't need comic accuracy on everything. You know what I mean?
Yep.
If comic accuracy was a thing in movies, Spider Verse movies wouldn't be a thing. But I hate that. I mean, okay, let me ask you, what was better about this trailer? Because to me, it just felt like a bunch of people I don't care about standing around talking about how Doom's coming, and then it was like the same shot of Thor that looks
Hmm.
hideous.
Hmm.
I don't know. Tell me what did it for you that wasn't in the first trailer, I guess.
To start off, I want to say that I agree with a lot of what you're saying about how it looks visually. I agree. It doesn't look very good. However, I revisited Infinity War this week, a movie that I think is very good and fun.
That doesn't look great, but looks 100 times better than anything from this trailer.
I don't think it does. I think Infinity War also looks like, as far as like movie standards go, looks pretty bad. Um,
Okay, but
but I think that's
let's play with
fine.
Marvel movie standards here.
Marvel movie standards, Infinity War looks okay. Looks meh, I would say. Um, there's a lot of the stuff on Titan looks pretty wacky in that movie.
Yeah,
New York at the beginning looks real wacky in that movie. Um, New York in general in all of these Marvel movies for the last several Marvel movies has looked pretty. Even in Brand New Day, it's probably the best it's been in a while. But even still, like you can tell they're on stages. Like it doesn't really feel like New York, except for the very end of the movie where they show you what New York actually looks like in the credits.
I don't
Um,
know why they did that.
yeah. Because it really like one of the things like that credit scene is awesome, or the just the credits sequence. It's
Mm-hmm.
been redone on social media a lot. I've seen it's a great trend. Um, but that doesn't look anything like the New York in the movie. So, um, So anyway, back to the Avengers. I agree with you. Visually, not so great. The thing that struck me about this trailer compared to the last trailer is the sense of urgency. I thought that this trailer had some oomph to it with the specifically the stuff with Reed Richards, talking to Doctor Doom, like kind of like shaking him a little bit, and you can see that he is really distressed. Like you want to know what's there, like what like he's like, what did you do, Doctor Doom? But like what we kind of know what Doctor Doom is up to a little. Um, he's doing some bad stuff probably. And we're not that shocked that Doctor Doom is up to some bad stuff, but I want to know why Reed Richards is shocked about why Doctor Doom did some bad stuff. Um, Another thing I liked is you know, going with the sense of urgency thing, I loved how like sad and angry everybody looked in this trailer. From Sue Storm crying at the beginning of the trailer, talking about how, I know you don't like how she's saying like Doctor Doom was such a chill guy, but I love that you can see that she's crying and she's actually emoting, and you can see that there's something has been lost, or something is clearly very, very wrong. And I like that. And I like the way that the trailer is almost cut in such a way, it's almost cut like a horror movie, and that Doctor Doom is like Michael Myers in a way. Like I thought, like you hear the I don't even know what the sound was in the trailer. It's probably just trailer noise, but the trailer for me kind of evoked like the Prometheus trailer and the Alien trailer, like hearing the alarms go off from the ships in those movies. But in this, it's kind of just like there to like make Doctor Doom sound scary. I thought it was effective. I think it really, like the dread of the incursion, the like incoming incursion event, and the coming of Doctor Doom. It should feel like really imposing and scary like this, and I think that they're getting the feeling right. I think that the visuals, and also what they're actually going to do with the character of Victor Von Doom, we can talk about that. But I think that the pace, the editing of the trailer, and the what they chose to show in terms of the performances in the movie, I was impressed. And I've watched that trailer like 100 times since it's come out. I think it's gas. I think there's a lot of cool stuff. Doctor Doom doing superhero landings, thought it was cool. I'm not gonna lie to you. So yeah, that's what I'm liking about the trailer. What did you think about that? Is that not reaching you at all? All the other
No,
stuff is kind of like
like
overcoming that for you.
no, I
Okay,
didn't feel that dread. I felt dread.
watch it. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, like, I just like know 10 years from now we're gonna be like they just totally bastardized the most important Marvel character
Hmm.
because they fucked up this whole multiverse saga thing. Like I'm not feeling that sense of urgency. I it reeks of desperation. I think that's the best way I
Oh
can put
yeah.
it. No matter like, and obviously, duh. I mean, every trailer, in a way, is desperate to get you to go watch the movie. But
Yeah.
I mean, I think we just follow this Marvel stuff so closely, and like we know the
Hmm.
behind the scenes stuff, and we know the politics and whatever of all of it, and like what they're trying to do, and like it's like anything I kind of get excited about. It's like an asterisk. It's like, oh, cool. Like we're getting a movie with the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, and the Avengers. But like it's a bunch of random like loser Avengers, and it's like a bunch of 50-year-old X-Men, and like I don't know. I'm like the trailer, like Victor screaming was cool, but that or Reed treat
Hmm.
screaming was cool. But yeah, that trailer just it did nothing for me because when it leaked, because this was like a leaked one that showed at Comic Con, and
Yep.
like yeah, the leak I was like, oh, this actually looks pretty cool.
Hmm.
I was just watching it like, and I've watched it like every couple of days trying to get
Yeah.
myself hyped, but they're just not doing it for me, like
Hmm.
at all.
That.
I don't
I
really
mean.
know what they could show at this point. I mean, like if there's,
uh,
I'm not trying to be a hater either. By the way,
I
like
know. I know.
I
I know.
definitely I hate what they're doing with Doom and stuff. But like if this trailer came out and knocked me out of the park, I would tell you.
Yeah.
But I
I
just
mean.
smell it from a mile away, dude.
Yeah.
I'm just
I.
also I'm just so ready to get past these two movies on what they have coming next, which we're going to talk about in a little bit here.
Yeah.
Then I'm just like, okay, let's do it. Put them out. We'll
Rip
go
off the
watch
band-aid.
them. Yeah, let's rip off the band-aid. No. And it just feels like they haven't been building up to this, but they've been making really good movies. Between like
Hmm.
Spider-Man, Thunderbolts, and Fantastic Four, I thought are all really good.
Hmm.
And like it's all building to this. And like
Hmm.
this looks awful.
It's all kind of building to this too. It wasn't always the plan. We had
Oh
Jonathan
no no
Majors
no!
for a
I
little
don't mean the
bit, and
movies.
like.
I don't mean they're building up to this. I just mean like Like we
It's like, what
finally
is
got
it
all these
for?
good
Yeah.
movies. Yeah, and like it used to be like you get a bunch of Marvel movies you liked, and it built up to Infinity War, which was like as good as one of like a movie with 80 characters in it is gonna get really.
Hmm.
Um,
Absolutely.
it just feels like nothing. Like this, it just bums me out. I'm just like, damn.
Yeah, I mean, they're making a movie about your guy. Like Doctor Doom is your guy.
Yeah, no, he's one of them. And it's just it's like I
I
don't know.
think
Like
that
we
the
finally get a good Fantastic Four movie, and like we're never gonna see Doctor Doom again.
I disagree. I think like they're I would probably lean towards what you're saying, like that Doctor Doom is a one off, and Doomsday and Secret Wars are the only time we're gonna get Doctor Doom as the big bad in one of these movies. But I could see a way where like after Secret Wars, there's some kind of like Robert Downey wasn't the real Doctor Doom, and like we get like a real Doctor Doom and a real Latveria, and we have that and
That would
Wakanda
be a
and
million times worse. I would hate that.
you you think so you at this point you would rather him be a one-off villain than have like Robert Downey Jr. or someone else continue to play him in the new universe or whatever?
Yes, because this like this is gonna be like a lot of people's first introduction to Doctor Doom.
Yes.
Like in the
Beyond like
same
MF Doom edits.
yeah, beyond like LARPing pretty much, and
Yeah.
like him popping up in like the Spider-Man cartoon growing up.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I just like they're not gonna keep RDJ around. If you get
Mhm.
any other actor, there's just gonna be people who are like, well, it's not Robert Downey Jr., who's like a fantastic. Not that they can't get a better actor. But Robert Downey's fantastic. Don't get me wrong.
Mhm.
Um,
And I've liked what he's been saying in the press recently. Like
I
it seems
also
like
his
yeah.
voice is awful
Okay, so you're off the train on that.
on the voice.
I thought the I am Doom thing at the end of this trailer didn't hit. I won't even lie. That didn't work for me. We'll see. Maybe there's some like they don't always use the line they use in the trailer in the movie, and the line they're using at that point in the trailer might have completely different context in the movie that works. I don't know, but it didn't hit in the trailer. I'll agree with you on that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I'm I'm excited on the principle that it's just a movie with a bunch of people I like in it,
Mhm.
or characters. Um,
Yeah,
but like I'm dreading it.
yeah,
like
I
like
totally get it. I mean, I felt this way a while back, but now I don't know. I've just let go. I feel like a year ago I was where you're at, and I was very, because a lot of the stuff surrounding this movie it does affect our opinion on the actual development of like the real movie. Because so like the stuff with that Robert Downey Jr. and like they're doing this with Doom, this very important character in the legacy of Marvel Comics, and it's like I don't know. And the fact that like we got these Avengers characters who we don't even really haven't spent any time with or care about very much.
they're
It's
not
like
Avengers. Like they're the Avengers, but dude, it's just like a bunch of Captain Americas.
yeah, and like
Like
we
it's not,
found like
dude.
Shang-Chi in
You're
San
reading,
Francisco.
yeah, like you're reading the Hickman Avengers run right now.
Uh-huh.
It's not U.S. Agent and Red Guardian and the Winter Soldier and like I don't know.
Yeah. I think the other thing about the Hickman Avengers thing too was that there's characters in that run that I'm not that far into. I'm up to Infinity at this point. So probably that's pretty early on. Um
Same by the way.
okay, cool.
I just read the
Uh
first issue of Affinity today.
okay, nice. The thing about what I've read so far is that it's pretty focused on characters that are almost definitely not involved in these movies. Um, some of my favorite stuff that I've read so far is not focused on characters that are in these movies.
Right.
Uh, that's not to say that that something can't be done. Some other character can be reworked into Hyperion. I don't know. They do shit like that all the time. Who knows what they're gonna do? But
But okay,
it,
U.S. Agent and 6-year-old Nightcrawler are not
mhm.
like Miss Universe and Hyperion.
No, they're not. I
They're
found the
just
Hyperion
lame
stuff to be
characters.
super compelling.
Yeah, it's
Um,
fantastic. I agree.
and they, like you said, they just don't really have those kinds of like heavy hitters involved. Like I think that we haven't seen any of Lewis Pullman's Bob Sentry in these trailers, and that's a character that I am pretty compelled by in the movies. Like
I agree.
he was great in Thunderbolts. That's a really interesting character, and seeing what he was in Thunderbolts, which was basically, you know, a meth addicted fuck up turned god who almost, zapped half of New York into like the back rooms. Uh, Seeing that guy have to go up against Doctor Doom and these incursions and stuff, that's a compelling concept to me. We haven't seen any of that in these trailers, and it's probably not going to be much of the movie.
Oh, Max, they're gonna Infinity War Bruce Banner him.
Oh man.
Bet you didn't
He
think
so
about
he's gonna be
that.
like, oh yeah, they were setting that up in the post credit scene of Thunderbolts. They were where he's like, oh, I can't do it because then the other guy comes out. But I guess
They'll give him a
so. Does
fight
that
scene.
mean you think in Secret Wars he's gonna be like, I figured it out and be like the fully realized Sentry, like I killed the Void kind of thing?
Probably. I mean, I'm not writing him out on being in this movie. Like in as Sentry,
Hmm.
he'll probably get like a cool scene. I mean, I imagine most of this movie he will be standing around.
Hmm.
Um, because you can't have him fight the X-Men. You can't have him fight whoever else the Avengers are fighting. He'll get the Doctor Strange Thanos scene with Doom, and it's gonna look really cool or whatever.
Yeah.
But they're gonna lobotomize the fuck out of him. That's what the Russos do too. Like
Hmm.
they take the compelling characters like the Guardians and they just turn them into like one note morons.
Hmm.
And if there's any group of characters that are gonna fit the one note moron role, it's probably gonna be the Thunderbolts.
It really is. They are. I mean, it Thunderbolts is essentially like a play on Guardians. Like it is
It
like the
totally is.
the offshoot,
Mm-hmm.
unlikely crew of heroes who have done bad things in the past. But they grow to become the Avengers. Like it's this. They're a team now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yeah, they probably are going to play with the comedy of like the Red Guardians in this crappy racer outfit that says New Avengers with a Z on it and like all that stuff. Um, but again, I do think it's kind of fun when they take those characters who are goofy and like put them in like really serious shit. Um, it just depends on how you execute that. And I think that the Russo brothers, you know, we've kind of been mixed on the Russo brothers, to put it lightly, in the last several years.
You seen their
Um,
last three movies?
I have not. So yeah,
I've seen
that
two-thirds of them.
which ones were they? Okay, I did see the Gray Man.
I've seen Cherry and the Gray Man. I haven't seen the Electric State.
I didn't see the Electric State or Cherry, but the Gray Man was not very good. Um, However, I do think the one thing that I think the Russo brothers' superpower is being able to juggle these giant ensemble casts. I think that's it. And I think for an Avengers movie, that's like exactly what you need. I don't think you could just have like anybody come in and direct these Avengers movies. You have to have somebody who's, obviously going to be willing to work with Kevin Feige and Disney to like put what they need to put on screen while also being able to make a coherent movie with 80 characters in it. that's not, like it's not really, you know, it's it's not, Francis Ford Coppola making Megalopolis. It's a completely different thing. Um, and I've come to terms with that. I think like with an Avengers movie, I'm not expecting some kind of, you know, like unique point of view. I just want to see the characters do cool shit, and we spend a nice little 2 hours, 30 minutes, 3 hours with them, and you know they do some cool shit. You get in, you get out. It's awesome, and that's it.
It's just a bunch of
Um,
lame ass characters. I mean, like Infinity. Like I agree with you
mhm,
on the sense of that they can balance everything well.
mhm.
But I mean, like Infinity War and Endgame, like those 50 characters were Spider Man, Black Panther, Captain Marvel,
Yeah,
Thor, Rocket Raccoon. This is like Steve Rogers, uh, Ghost, Mystique,
yeah,
Red Guardian. like,
yep.
I know they like talk about it in the first trailer, but and we just like know they're gonna lose like terribly. Like when Infinity War was coming out, I mean, we knew they were gonna lose. But even when you're watching that movie, when I was watching that movie the first time, there were a couple times where I was like, they're about to like beat him.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
um, but there's none of that. There's no Wanda. There's no um I don't like vision like these just like powerhouse characters. I'm actually kind of like, oh shit, like no, it's a bunch of people with guns.
Hmm. Well, I mean, the powerhouse characters would. I mean, it's Sentry. It's who we're talking. Like he's the X
Yeah,
factor of this whole movie. Um, could make or break the thing. I don't know. Like I don't know if that's hyperbolic to say, but um, that was the most compelling character of the like new character of the last, like, since Endgame, probably, right? Can you think of another?
Fantastic Four.
Okay.
I know I
Yeah,
like that
that's
movie
fair.
more
That's
than
fair.
you.
That's fair. I agree. I agree. It's they'd be up there.
Yeah,
Um,
it's them, him, and Yelena, and I love Yelena. She honestly my favorite character right now. She's a Black Widow. It's not very
mhm.
cool against Doctor Doom. Like,
Yeah. Yep.
um, yeah, I don't know. I'm just ready for these to come out, and we can move on. I mean, ready for Secret Wars because I think Secret Wars is gonna have those heavy. Secret Wars is gonna have Captain Marvel and Doctor Strange and Spider Man and probably Jean Grey at this point. Like,
Mhm. Yeah.
we're doing a bunch of like we're bringing back all the X Men and we're leaving out all the women.
Yeah.
We're doing an X Men, but we're not bringing Jean or Storm.
Mhm.
They probably died so that the men have something to be sad about. Calling it right now.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked. But yeah, no, I think like how before we move on to the new X-Men cast, I want to ask you, how hard or soft do you think the reboot is going to be after Secret Wars?
Pretty soft.
Pretty soft. What do you think is going to happen? If you had to guess.
I don't think anybody's getting recast.
Okay. So
Certainly,
you don't think they're bringing back Captain America or Iron Man or anything like that?
I think they might put him on ice for a while and maybe recast him down the line. I don't think they're bold enough for that. And like, I think the fact that I'm happy they are, by the way, not to spoil too much of what we're talking about.
Okay.
They're doing an X Men movie without Wolverine. Like, no joke, they are probably leaving $200 to $300 million on the table by not having that character in the movie because they're too scared to recast Hugh Jackman. You
I don't
telling
know.
me
I
they're
don't
gonna
know.
recast Iron Man?
I don't know if it's that they're too scared to recast Hugh Jackman. Maybe it is. Maybe they haven't found the guy yet. Maybe that's it. Or the gal. Who knows? X-23 is out there. That's a thing they've done before. But I don't know. I just think like with the Secret Wars reboot thing, I think it would be lame if the X-Men were just kind of like shackled to the baggage of like all of the Infinity Saga. Because it's like, if we're doing X-Men, and this is kind of the start of like a new thing, like we're really going into new territory here where we've not only ended the Iron Man, Captain America, like, Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. stuff. We've not only ended it once, but we've also brought them back to do the nostalgia fan service thing. Like, that stuff is done after that. It has to be. So if that's the case, don't you want the X-Men to be like, at least have the possibility down the line to be able to play with a Captain America, with an Iron Man,
I
with
would
a
love
Hulk, with
that.
a Thor?
I'm not
Um,
saying I don't want them to.
mhm.
I just don't think they're bold enough to do that.
I disagree. I think we are going to have a situation where here's how I think you do it. And this is me not having put very much thought into this. I just thought of this. What if it's this? What if after Secret Wars, you get to the new universe and you have like, I'm not saying like, this is how it's going to work at the end of Secret Wars. I'm just saying mechanically in universe, what if it works like this? What if, you have your new characters coming and that's like the new universe. But you somehow allude to the idea that like there was never like Iron Man and Captain America and Thor and Hulk and all those guys and Black Widow and all those guys that they never existed in this universe. Nobody remembers them. They never happened. And then you can later on down the line, if you want to, if they ever want to touch it, they can do the origins of those characters again with these new characters.
So you're saying this? You want like a holy new universe?
Holy new universe. You can keep people. You can keep the faces. You can keep Tom Holland. You can keep. I don't know who else they would keep. Would they keep
Letitia Wright? We know is in
Letitia Wright? Sure,
and Winston Duke.
sure.
Those are
Yeah,
those are the only. I guess in Jean Grey. Jean Grey. Those are or Sadie
yeah.
Sink. Those are the
Keep
three people we know exist in the MCU that will be on the other side of Secret Wars.
Yeah, you keep the X-Men. You keep Wakanda. You keep Spider-Man, and like you could keep Sam Wilson and Shang-Chi maybe if they want to do that. I'm not crazy about those characters, but you could do that if you wanted to. And nobody remembers the OG Avengers. Like that's just not a thing. And the Fantastic Four are in the in the universe with everybody too. And then later on down the line, somebody like Dr. Bruce Banner is cooking something up with Reed Richards or something like that. And like whatever it is, I don't know. But yeah, and you can almost do similar to like what they did with like the Ultimate Universe or like what DC is doing with like the Absolute stuff, where you could even change the origins of these characters in a way if they so desired. I think that would be a fun, interesting thing to do potentially if they had good ideas for each thing. Like traditionally, like it kind of lends itself to that if you're starting a new universe that already has the X-Men, already has the Fantastic Four, already has Spider-Man. Like if you do, like if you're doing a new version of Iron Man, like who's like young, coming up with all of that stuff already there, like you could do something pretty fresh. Like the door is open for that kind of thing. And I think like that's how I would like it to be done. It's almost certainly not going to be done that way.
Yeah.
We're probably going to have like you said, like Robert Downey Jr. is going to be back as Iron Man is more likely.
No, I am praying that they kind of just recast or something if they're going to keep doing Avengers stuff.
Mhm.
But I don't think they're gonna. I don't think they're brave enough to do that.
Yeah. You know what they are brave enough
They've
to do?
never done something that bold.
Yeah, they have. I mean, like Fantastic Four is probably the boldest thing they've done thus far in the entire thing.
Yeah.
Like setting a whole movie in a completely different universe and give it the style of like the Jetsons. Like that was pretty out there for them. But yeah, let's talk about the X-Men now. Okay, Norman. Our X-Men cast is as follows. Christopher Abbott is Professor X. Samara Weaving is Emma Frost. Maya Boyd is our Storm. Adam Driver is Nathaniel Milbury, also known as Mr. Sinister. Indy Navarrete is Rogue. Kit Connor is Cyclops. And Sadie Sink, who we saw in Brand New Day, is Jean Grey. Norman, what are your thoughts?
Good cast.
I agree. Good cast.
Good cast all around.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'd say. I guess we can go top to bottom. Christopher Abbott, fantastic actor.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really good actor.
Mm-hmm.
Very excited to see what he does.
Yeah.
Um,
He's great in Poor Things. He has a really, uh, I mean, that movie is just big in general, but he has a
mhm.
big part in that movie where he gets to play the awful husband. Um, he's a great actor. I first saw him, I think, in the movie It Comes at Night. Have you seen It Comes at Night?
No.
That movie's good. Uh, I like that movie, and that was the first time I saw him, and I remember thinking like, this guy's good.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked him in Poor Things. You obviously saw him and his co-star in this film, Adam Driver, in the show Girls.
Yeah. Girls Hive, rise up.
Yeah. Did you think that this was going to happen back in the day when you were watching Girls? Were you like, that's Professor X and Mr. Sinister right there?
No, I didn't. And he was in a very underrated. This movie is miserable, miserable, miserable. But On the Count of Three, I think is a fantastic movie.
Yeah.
Directed by and starring Gerard Carmichael, who
Mhm.
is also in Poor Things.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
But yeah, Christopher Abbott's great in that. He's pretty miserable in it, but he's
Mhm.
good. But yeah, he's really good in Poor Things. Christopher Abbott, and he does kind of
Mhm.
play controlling freak,
Mhm.
which Professor X kind of is. I don't
Yeah.
know how
Yeah.
much they'll get into it, but I mean, when you really think about it, he grooms kids into his schools and is like, everyone wants to kill you and throws them in the danger room.
Mhm.
Um, he's kind of a creep. Yeah, I'm excited. I don't think I've seen him bald.
Do you think he's going to be bald in this one?
Yes, he has to be bald. Um,
Okay.
he like it. Yes,
Okay.
him having hair. That
Did
that's
you
that's
didn't
a
like when
movie
they did
thing.
that with McAvoy?
I don't. I mean, First Class and Days of Future Past are great. Um, and he's really good in those. I don't
Mhm.
mind the hair thing, and he walks in one of them. Um, but yeah, no, you have to go bald. You can't because then he had to earn his baldness. It's the surfing Joker or
Yeah.
surfing Dracula thing.
Yeah.
Um, they surf Dracula at his hair,
Yeah.
which they also did for Rogue in those original X-Men movies.
Mhm.
Yeah, Chris Rabbit, great. Next up, or do you have anything else on Chris Rabbit as Professor X?
No, I think great pick. I think he's awesome.
Yeah, good choice. I'm excited to see.
Hmm. Samara Weaving was the first person that we learned about in this movie. We learned this before D23.
Yeah,
It was not a shock to see her come out on that stage. Norman, you're a fan of this character, right? Like you're an Emma Frost guy. Okay,
Emma is
can you
awesome.
give me a little rundown on the character?
Yeah, I guess to the best of my ability. She's kind of
Yep.
starts off as a villain. She does start off as a villain. Um, Emma Frost, she's a very rich character. She's a telepath. Um, she's very rich and kind of snooty.
Hmm.
Um,
She turns into diamonds, doesn't she?
she also turns she can turn into diamonds. But she's a great character. She's really fun. She messes with the X-Men like crazy. Like, she's not as nefarious as someone like Sinister or some of the X-Men villains, even when she was a villain. And even when she is kind of a good guy, she kind of has like a Magneto thing where she's not necessarily like, I'm just going to be a good guy, but more like the way to get like, you kind of have to be a good person to kind
Hmm.
of figure out this whole mutant thing.
Hmm.
New X-Men by Grant Morrison. It's a fantastic X-Men run. She's on the main team and she's great.
Do you
And
think
this, oh, sorry.
I was gonna say, do you think in this movie she's gonna be on the X-Men team? Okay.
I think you kind of got to start with her being a villain and kind of get her to.
Okay.
Um, Out the gate, this is probably my favorite casting. Um,
Okay.
I mean, obviously, she looks like Emma Frost. Obviously, she's blonde and all that stuff.
Yep.
Um, she's a pretty good actress, though,
She is.
and I'm excited to see what she does with this. Like, I didn't. I'm very glad they're doing Emma up front because I do
Mhm.
think she's a like I said, she's like a really really cool X-Men character. And she's in First Class and I think X2. Yeah, X2. I'm pretty sure if I remember
I'm
right.
not sure. I know she's in First Class.
Yeah. But they don't do shit with her in those
Nope.
other movies. Is kind of what I'm
I don't
talking
even
about.
know if she has speaking lines in First Class.
Yeah. Um. But yeah, I'm excited they're doing her up front.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I think it's great casting. When they announced it, I was like, that is a complete no brainer.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we didn't know like a lot of these characters. We'll talk about it, but we like knew they were looking for Cyclops, they were looking for Storm, and all of that. We didn't know they were looking for Emma, but when they announced Samara Weaving, I can't even imagine there was a short list. It just makes sense. This is
Yeah.
like RDJ level casting for Emma Frost.
Yeah.
I'm crazy excited about her.
The thing that strikes me about a lot, it strikes me about Samara Weaving, but it strikes me about a lot of the casting here, maybe excluding Adam Driver, but I think you could lump Adam Driver into this too a little bit in a sense. But a lot of these actors are like haven't done anything big yet, but are arrow pointing way
Yeah.
up right now.
Mm-hmm.
Samara Weaving has obviously been around longer than like Kit Connor and Sadie Sink in them, but she's had a small role in Scream, and she's doing indie projects, and she's in the Ready or Not franchise now, and she's done great work, but this is a big step, and that's kind of a theme for a lot of these people. I think eh, who so Samara Weaving is the casting that you're like most excited about. Like that's the one you're just like that's perfect.
Her and Adam Driver, but
Okay, let's talk about Adam
probably
Driver
her.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, so he's playing Nathaniel Milbury. They did that at the D23 where he kind of faked out that he was saying I'm playing Magneto, and then the crowd goes whoa, and then and then he's like, oh,
Yeah.
actually I'm playing Nathaniel Milbury, and the crowd's like, we don't know who that is. So Norman, for one, who's Nathaniel Milbury?
Mr. Sinister is a fucking freak. He's a little weirdo. He likes to do experiments on people, and he's like a geneticist. Um, he's invincible. He's immortal. He tested all that on himself, but he's a weirdo, like a really weird guy who likes to do weird experiments. And he loves doing weird experiments on X-Men because they have very strange genes. And Adam Driver is the man for the job. First of all, I just want to say, not to be pretentious, a lot of people kind of only know Adam Driver from Star Wars and like
Mm-hmm,
Marriage Story.
mm-hmm.
He is one of the great actors of our time,
Yes.
just straight up. He does a ton of small movies. He probably made $1 gazillion on those Star Wars movies, and he used
Mm-hmm,
that starring Noah Baumbach movies, Jim Jarmusch movies.
mm-hmm,
He's a phenomenal actor.
mm-hmm,
I'm really, really like he's gonna kill it.
mm-hmm.
Um, think of him in Megalopolis. I think that's the closest reference we could have to him as Sinister. Sinister,
Oh my god.
he Sinister's sassy. Is the best. He's a little sassy. Like he's
Yeah.
got a little kind of to him.
Yep.
And I can just already see how much fun he's gonna have with it. Like Mr. Sinister, you kind of see him, and his name is Mr. Sinister. You kind of just assume he's like this kind of guy,
Mm-hmm.
but no, he's like this weird little freak this weird little zesty freak. Like I love Sinister, and I think Driver's gonna knock it out of the park.
That is incredibly exciting to
Yeah.
hear. I think with Adam Driver, he, like you said, he did the Star Wars thing, and Marriage Story is probably his like signature non-franchise movie.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I think one of the reasons why he's probably doing this movie in the first place is because the Star Wars stuff didn't really work. Um, and this could be his big franchise plan. It could be a new step in his career. Like, he's definitely the most established guy on this list, and clearly there was a lot of negotiating that went into getting him in a Marvel movie.
Yeah, they've talked about this. Feige talked about it like a month before
Mm-hmm.
this happened, which was kind of when I was like, okay, he's in this movie. I mean, we've been hearing for a while um, that he was probably going to be in this. Didn't really know if it was Magneto, if it was Sinister, even if it was like Shaw, like a non-mutant character.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like this really does, because I know he was apparently almost Mr. Fantastic, which that would have been great too. But this really does feel like a great fit for him.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like he's not Magneto, but he's like one of the biggest X-Men. I would argue he's probably the biggest X-Men character who hasn't been in a movie yet is Sinister.
Mm-hmm. They teased him at the end of Apocalypse, didn't
Apocalypse.
they?
It was gonna be
Yeah.
John Hamm.
Holy shit.
Yeah, which they probably would have played it a lot straighter than I hope
Yeah, they
they're
would
gonna
have.
do it here. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the
Um,
thing about Adam Driver is he like, and that's the thing about Kylo Ren. Honestly, that character is almost certainly the best part of those movies, or the best thing to come out of those movies, even. And that is also a character that is incredibly scary at times, but also he is, you know,
he's a fucking
incredible.
loser.
Yeah, he's
He's a
incredible.
fanboy.
Yeah, he'll like freak out and like just lightsaber an entire room and just like choke random people out, and he's just like an incredibly emotional guy, in a way that is very entertaining.
Yeah,
Uh,
there's such like little nuances in performance as Kylo. Like,
mhm,
I think like one of the probably the best acted scene in all of the sequels is after the throne room when Ray and Kylo are talking, and
yes.
Ray's
Yep.
kind of like,
Yep.
"Oh, we're cool now," and
Yeah.
like they're talking, and he's like, "You're still holding on," like doing like these little like he's trying to be cool and calm, but he's like he can't keep it in.
Mhm.
Um, yeah,
It's good stuff. I think he's great. Um, I think so. So for you, it's Samara Weaving and Adam Driver. Those are your two, clearly, right?
yes, yeah, probably.
I okay.
Who's next on the list here?
I would agree with you. Let's talk about someone that we kind of disagree about. I know.
Let's save her till the end.
Save her to the end. Okay.
That's the big one.
Okay. Let's just. I think we can. Maya Boyd and Kit Connor. Like,
I will say I'm not a Broadway guy, so I've never seen Maya Boyd. My
yep.
younger sibling, they are really into Broadway,
Mhm.
and they love Maya Boyd, so they were really excited about that. Which is
Okay.
cool.
So we have the Broadway approval on Maya Boyd.
Yeah, which I'm like I said, I haven't seen her in anything.
Mhm.
It seemed like Jamie Lawson was kind of what everyone was thinking for Storm,
Mhm.
but I think a Broadway actor is a really great choice for Storm.
How come?
She's just very, you know,
It's a theatrical
she's
character.
a
Like, it
very
needs to be like
theatrical character.
She needs to feel. Yeah, she needs to feel like kind of how.
She's very commanding, I think is the word
Yeah.
I would use.
Like-
Like commands your presence, which I think obviously actors and movies do that, but on Broadway that's a much bigger thing.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
very operatic and just commanding. Yeah, I think commanding is the word.
And she probably needs to feel, in a sense, wiser than the other character. Like not like she's also very young. This cast is very young,
Yeah.
but she should feel a little bit more older, wiser. Like
Yes.
kind of like she should be, is she like a god? Is that a thing? Or she's just a mutant that
She's
is
just like a
incredibly powerful?
crazy powerful mutant.
Okay. Um so yeah, I think, Maya Boyd, Kit Connor, not a ton to say there on either of them.
Yeah,
Um
like
Seem
I'm
good. Seem
excited
like
to
good
see
picks.
Kit Connor in One of Us, directed by Stefan Van de Graaff. Though at least
Yeah,
I'll tell you
yeah.
that much. I'll tell you that
Yeah.
much.
Yep.
Um,
Check out our episode on the new age of indie filmmaking with Stefan
yeah,
Vandegraff.
I thought about DMing him when this happened.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're gonna leave this in the episode or not, but I
Yeah.
think that's fine to say. But I
Yeah,
thought
yeah,
about
yeah.
DMing this when it was gonna happen. I was like, get me on the
Yeah.
phone, bro.
Yeah.
Um,
It's pretty
but yeah,
cool.
Kit Connor. I don't think I've ever seen him in anything. I didn't see Warfare, but I know he probably had like 2 seconds of screen time in that movie.
Yep.
He's the star of Elden Ring, so that'll be interesting to see.
That will be interesting to see.
Yeah, it's
Um
another. But yeah, Cyclops is my guy, so
yeah.
he looks the part, and he'll probably do great.
Yep. Let's talk about Indy Never Ready.
Yeah, this is the big one. This is the one that's it's stirring a lot of things in a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
I will say I'm coming around on it. You
It
know,
seems it seems pretty like you say like stirring up a lot of stuff, but it seems like there's a negative, like a largely negative reaction,
yes, yes.
which is very odd, I think.
People want people to be miserable and broke. That's a big part of it, I think. Okay, I'll just say on the anything. Let's just talk about her as
You
Rogue
got to you
before
got to
we get into
explain
the
that. Yeah, yeah,
everything
yeah.
else. Yeah, I really thought it was going to be Kaylee Spaney, which I've seen Kaylee Spaney in a lot of things. Okay, she's young, but she's been in a lot of stuff now, and I always think she's great. Um, and in my head, it was a lock. So I think the indie thing just kind of threw me off. But she's gonna do real well. She's gonna knock it out of the park.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you're back on the indie train
I'm
after.
back on the indie train. Yeah,
Okay.
I think, and that's the thing with these like leaks and the rumors and all that stuff. Like sometimes, like I so had it in my head that Kelly Spain is gonna walk out on that stage.
Mhm.
But yeah, she's gonna kill
Yeah.
it.
I
Get her a dialect coach, and she'll be fine.
yeah, I would agree with that. Well, doesn't she, cuz she was on Superman and Lois back in the day. They're in Smallville. That's a southern Smallville's a southern
They don't
town,
have
right?
accents really in
They
that
don't
show
have accents
though.
in that.
She doesn't have an accent
Okay.
in that show. I haven't seen all that show, but
Okay.
um,
Anyways, I think that she is great. She was great in Obsession. That's really the only reference point that I have for her. Um, and she was fantastic in that movie. Like she's probably, when it comes to movies this year, it's probably, Spider-Man and The Odyssey and Obsession. And a lot of that is because of her. And I think it's really exciting that she is joining this ensemble because I think that, like we said, a lot of these actors are people that, maybe were in, something, that was well liked here or, whatever. But like they're all kind of, they're kind of due for that big, franchise success. And with Indy Never Ready, she's kind of the only one that breaks that mold because her, indie horror movie just made like $500 million. So, um, she might be the the hottest name on the list, if that makes sense.
most
Um,
definitely.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. She just had a movie, come out and it's an indie horror movie, like we said, and it's $700,000, and it's making, 500,000. What is the total on Obsession right
it's
now?
as of this weekend, it made $500 million.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, I think she's gonna kill it. I think this cast across the board, it's really cool and good, and I am excited to get some X-Men that I like in a
We
movie.
got to talk about one more thing.
Go for it.
So apparently, clutch your pearls, Max.
I'm
Dana
clutching them.
Navarrete turned down a role in Heat 2 to be in this X-Men movie.
What?
And it sounds like, I didn't know this, but I guess her career is over and she'll never be one of the greats because she didn't want to play 50-year-old Leonardo DiCaprio's girlfriend who probably gets 8 minutes of screen time, was probably terribly written in a sequel to a movie that came out 30 years ago based on a book that isn't very good from everyone I've heard who's read it.
Yeah, I think
I
like yeah.
Dude, like people were being so fucking stupid about that.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. Like she's talked about how she was walking dogs last year. Like I don't know, and like I think you have someone like Timothy Chalamet, and like he's a guy, so he gets to do what he wants. Like he's going kind of down the Leo path. He doesn't have to do the superhero movies. Like he has Dune, that's a big thing, but he can do whatever he wants and like
I mean,
make money off
he
of it.
did like even he did like Wonka, you know?
Yeah. She's a woman, and like women don't really get to go on that path in Hollywood. Like there's not, it sucks, but like there's not really like a like Zendaya. She's one of the
Yeah,
biggest
there's like a
stars,
lot, but
sure.
there's a lot going on with Zendaya as far as like she's a child actress, like she was on Disney Channel, like she was in the Spider-Man movies, like there was a lot.
Yeah,
Like the ascent was, like you could
but she had to play
you
like
see what was happening.
Spider-Man's boyfriend to, you know,
Hmm. Yeah, to
um,
do challenge. Yeah.
yeah. Timothy Chalamet didn't have to play anyone's boyfriend or girlfriend. He wasn't calling by your name, I guess, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, you, yeah.
Um, but yeah, like who the fuck wants to be in a Michael Mann movie in 2028, bro? Like,
I mean, so yeah, that's the thing. Like it isn't. I think at the end of the day, you just got to trust the actor and their agents. Their
I think people,
1,000
these are
agents.
jobs. Actors,
Yeah,
actors are, it's their job. And like the thing with her being in an ensemble, she's playing Rogue. She's not playing Gamora. She's not playing Photon or Miss Marvel or some random plane. She's
Ghost.
playing one of the or Ghost. She's playing one of the main X-Men.
Mhm.
Like this is gonna do wonder. Like she's guaranteed a bag for at least 10 years, and like this is gonna do wonders for her. And when she comes out of it, she can do all the whatever she wants. I mean, like look at Scarlett Johansson. She got done with these Marvel movies. She's making movies with Wes Anderson. She's making movies
Mhm.
with Ari Aster now. Like she's making movies with like Mike Flanagan and
Mhm.
Matt Reeves. I know it's a superhero movie, but it's Matt Reeves. You know what I mean?
She'll get to her, prestige, big filmmaker play. Like that'll happen. Um
Yeah,
this
not
is
everyone
just
wants to be in $700,000 movies forever.
yeah. But
You gotta.
also like you like that is a piece of her movie star resume, and now X-Men will be a piece of her movie star resume, and it'll keep going. Like she'll do her Noah Baumbach movie or whatever it is. Like that'll happen. Like she has done one movie. Like like
She
it's
also seems like a really big fan of this stuff.
yeah. Like,
I mean, she's practically our age. She grew up with the
mhm.
same stuff as us, so it doesn't
Yeah.
surprise me that she likes X-Men or like
Yep.
Call of Duty or whatever. But
Yep.
and she could probably still star in Heat 2 if she really wanted to, because Adam Driver's also supposed to be in Heat 2.
Yeah. That like, oh, she turned down a role to do this other movie thing, I feel like is Twitter
She might have,
nonsense.
yeah, she might have just. I mean, that's what the article said, but she might have just turned it down because she didn't want to do it, and then this X-Men thing happened around the same time. But
Who knows? We
like,
can't
who
even we
knows?
can't
And like,
know.
who
Yeah.
cares? Like,
Yeah.
these are X-Men. Like, it's just so stupid to me.
Do you
It drove me crazy the way people were talking about her making that choice.
yeah. People on Twitter are annoying. That's the moral of the story.
Yep.
Norman, do you want to recommend some X-Men comics real quick for people who might want to get into this stuff before the movie comes out?
I'm gonna go broad, and my favorite starting point,
Okay.
it would just be the Chris Claremont era of X-Men.
Okay.
Um,
Round what years?
So this started in like the mid 70s. It was kind of like a reboot. The X-Men were in a pretty rough place at the time. But this Chris Claremont run, it's like mid 70s to pretty much the early 90s. It's got everything you need. So first of all, introduces like Storm, Wolverine, Colossus, a lot of other really big players. You get, I mean, and you still get Cyclops, Jean, Beast, obviously the Professor and stuff like that. Um, you get Juggernaut, like all the big X Men characters came around here. Through this run, you get the Dark Phoenix saga, you get the introduction of Kitty Pryde, you get Days of Future Past, you get awesome Apocalypse stuff. It leads into X Factor and X Force. Just the Chris Claremont run. Look it up on Google. People on Reddit make perfect reading guides and stuff that you can follow. I think that's all. That's a great starting point.
Okay. So I know I'm going to be reading that stuff before the movie comes out. And maybe you will be too, listener. Norman, it's time. We have Avengers Doomsday coming out. And Avengers Endgame came out, was it 7 years ago now? Yeah, 7 years ago. And you know, the movies haven't been so great since Endgame. And a lot of people have jumped off the ship and haven't watched the movies that have come out, between Endgame and Doomsday. So I thought it would be fun today to rank our top 10 MCU movies post Endgame. So let's start now.
Okay.
And we're going to do one list. We're going to do one list and we're going to negotiate it here. Okay. And I'm going to write it down in front of me as we go. So, Norman, what would you nominate to be your number 10 here?
At number 10, I've got the last bad Marvel movie, Captain America: Brave New World.
Okay. How is that making the top 10?
It's number 10.
What? Okay. What I personally, I would put Far From Home here.
That's post Endgame. I forgot.
It is. It's weird though, because like,
Yeah.
so with the formatting of the list, like it's kind of tough because there's certain movies here like that fit the concept that I just kind of laid out, where like, oh, a lot of people might have missed these, but like, odds are,
That
if
is
you're
the only
listening to
one
this podcast, you've
yeah.
seen Spider-Man: Far From Home and
Yeah.
Spider-Man: No Way Home and Spider-Man: Brand New Day. So, just roll with us here, okay? So I think Far From Home should be number 10. I don't think Captain America: Brave New World should even sniff this list. I'd rather have Eternals at 10 than Captain America: Brave New World, which that movie also happens to tie into Eternals in a little twist
I think
there.
I prefer Brave New World to Far From Home, but I'll give it to you.
You prefer Brave New World to Far? Is there, okay? If we're debating Far From Home and Captain America: Brave New World, is there another movie that we could put at 10 that we're not talking about where we could compromise here? Like, is there something that should get that spot
That's not in my top 10?
that isn't Far From Home or Brave New World that isn't in your top 10, I guess? Yeah.
We can do Far From Home. It has Mysterio in it, and I really like Mysterio in that movie. I'll concede.
Yeah. Okay.
My rebuttal for Captain America was there's one cool action scene.
There is one cool action scene. I liked when he rode the missile. I did, when I was watching the movie, I was like, man, this sucks. And then he rode the missile, and I was like, ooh, fun.
And IMAX flying around
Yep.
the Celestial. That was cool.
Yep. That was fun. Okay. So at 10, we are putting Spider-Man Far From Home.
Probably the worst Spider-Man movie. Maybe the second worst, depending on the day.
I was a defender of this movie. I really liked this movie when it came out.
Same.
It's just part of that thing that we were talking about, where like this just doesn't really feel like Spider-Man, and I don't really want to rewatch it ever again. Like
I
this
agree.
Homecoming and No Way Home, I'm just kind of like, whatever. Um,
He's shooting
so
drones at his classmates,
he is. It's
and they're
fucking
all looking at the
insane.
goats. Look at the
Yeah,
goats.
yeah. Look at the baby mountain goats. Yeah, tough.
He's getting
Um,
naked with agents.
yeah, they did do that. Um, not a great movie, but that is going to be our number 10. Um, I mean, as far as MCU stuff goes, it's okay. I think, like, like I wouldn't want to rewatch it again. Like I said, like it's just kind of like it doesn't look great. It doesn't really feel like Spider-Man. It's not the kind of thing you'd want to watch. But, what are you gonna do?
Bottom of the barrel for me, man. I hate that movie.
Number 9, Norman. What are you putting at number 9?
I got Spider-Man: No Way Home.
I have it in that universe, but I would put No Way Home ahead of Deadpool and Wolverine, which I would put at 9.
If Brand New Day's not on this list, Deadpool and Wolverine's not on this list.
Brand New Day is on the list.
I mean,
It's eligible.
if Brave New World's not
Oh,
on this
Brave New
list,
World.
yes, yes, yes.
You
yes.
think
Super
Brave
tough.
New World is better than Deadpool and Wolverine? Am I hearing this correctly?
Yes,
Wow.
I think Deadpool and Wolverine's awful. It's like a bottom 3 Marvel movie for me. I can't
I
believe it's made your list at all. I can't believe it's not. I can't believe it made your list. I can't believe it's not a 10 at least if it's on your list.
It's not good. It's not good. I don't like I said, like I don't even like that movie. Can't
I'm
like
not. I'm not
defend it
putting.
too much. I just thought Brave New World was like had nothing I liked. It had nothing I liked. Like Deadpool and Wolverine at least had like it was a bad version of the TVA, but I really like seeing the TVA and all that timey-wimey stuff. I think
I
that's
hated
fun.
it. It felt like fake TVA.
It did feel like fake
Okay,
TVA.
if we're going bar for
Yeah.
bar, one
Yeah.
of them has Tobey Maguire in a big chunk of the movie. I'd say like the one thing I like about Deadpool and Wolverine, it's pretty funny that they got Chris Evans back to play Johnny. That was a good bit.
Uh-huh.
I'm not
I
letting
think that
I'm not
movie's
letting Deadpool and Wolverine touch this list, bro. You can talk to me for 2 hours. It's not
okay.
touching this list.
So what are we putting at 9? You are nominating No Way Home, but I think that should go higher. So what are you inserting?
Like my number 8, or I have to pick something not on
Yeah,
my
what's your
list.
number 8?
You're gonna hate me. Wakanda Forever.
I wouldn't put it that low, but I agree that that should be somewhere in the top 10, so we're not taking that off.
We give me Black Widow at number 9.
Fuck.
Deadpool and Wolverine's like offensively bad.
You okay.
That's Goy slap.
So, okay. I can give you Black Widow on account of the fact that that movie introduces two of
The
the better
best Marvel
characters that
character.
are around now.
Okay, so we can do Black Widow at 9.
We can do Black Widow at 9. I think Deadpool and Wolverine should be on the list though, to be fully transparent.
That's like it's like my least favorite Marvel movie, dude. Like on my actual like Marvel list, it's second to the bottom.
I think that movie, you know how you were talking about how you feel like a sense of dread with Doomsday?
Mm-hmm.
Like that was what watching Deadpool and Wolverine was like for me.
Yeah, I
And
hate
even
that movie.
like
I despise that movie. That is one of the most wretched movies ever made, bro. It's not touching this list.
okay. That's fair. I appreciate you standing on business with that one. I don't like it either. I can't defend it. Like it's just at 9, I'm okay with seeing it go. And Black Widow is a movie that I considered to be like one of the worst movies ever made a while ago. Now that we're in a post Thunderbolts world, maybe I'll revisit it eventually and be like, I was too mean to this. I doubt it, but meh, whatever. Okay, number 8, you said you had Wakanda Forever. I think that this should be No Way Home.
I can live with that.
Okay. Okay.
Well, my 7 was Black Widow. So what do we got at 7?
Well, you're. Oh wow, your 7 was Black Widow. Okay. At 7, this is where we're gonna disagree. I would put Doctor Strange 2 here.
Not going that low.
Okay. I
Not
didn't
going
think it
that low.
was. I didn't think it
Yeah,
was. Um.
I can't bite on that. Sorry.
Okay. My next. Oh damn. Because see, Doctor Strange 2 is tough because I do. It is a Sam Raimi movie, and they let him cook a little bit. They do. It does have Sam Raimi-isms. It feels like it's directed by a guy who knows how to make a movie a certain way, and I appreciate that about it. The Illuminati sequence in that movie is like a pace nuclear bomb. Like
No, yeah.
like the entire movie just stops in its tracks in a way and turns into a completely different movie too. Like the way that like Stephen Strange's dialogue is written, even in that part of the movie, is like crazy off base. Like it doesn't feel like Doctor Strange that you saw in the beginning of the movie at all. Like it's
That is
so
true.
odd.
So that's true, but it's got Black Bolt. So
It
I
does
don't.
have Black Bolt.
It
Like
has
I think,
Black Bolt, Blackguard Boltagon.
yeah, and Blackagar Boltagon and Doctor Strange's response to learning that guy's name is, "Had a guy hated there." Real line of dialogue that was put into the movie, bro. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's not going at 7 though. So we got to meet in the
Um,
middle here. What do you got? What do you got above it? I guess
I have Black Panther 2 at 6, and you had Black Panther 2 at
8.
8. Didn't
That's
you?
right in the middle.
That is right in the middle. That is
Can we meet there?
compromise.
Can we meet there? Okay.
We can meet there. So we're doing Black Panther 2 at 7. I think Black
Ryan
Panther
Coogler's
2,
weakest movie by far.
I like the second one more than the first one.
That's crazy. I will say I think I don't fault this movie the same way I do something like Deadpool or Eternals or all the other bad movies.
There were, yeah,
The
obvious
Chadwick
real
thing,
world.
like
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah,
real
yeah.
world things. I mean, there's things about the movie I think it looks pretty terrible for most of it. I think Riri Williams is pretty awful in it. I think the
I gotta say
pacing is
hard.
beyond atrocious.
You think what is beyond atrocious?
The pacing.
Uh-huh. I'll give you that. I think the one thing I would kind of zag on from what you were saying is that it looks visually awful. I think it looks visually awful at times, and there are other times where it doesn't look like anything else in the MCU. Like it looks fantastic.
Like maybe 3 or 4 scenes, but most of it
Yeah,
looks
yeah. Sure. I think
horrible.
it's more bad stuff than good stuff. However, the opening where they're, you know,
The funeral.
like doing the funeral ceremony for T'Challa, that looks incredible.
I agree.
And it like that entire like you like that opening of the movie, and also just characters talking to each other about what T'Challa meant to them. That's where the movie really shines, and that's obviously very real shit. Like it's that's the stuff that feels like it has the point of view that we're talking about. Like
for
that's
sure.
like the actors are bringing that because they worked with Chadwick, and then Ryan Coogler, obviously from the filmmaker's perspective, everybody behind the camera. Chadwick Boseman was the lead of Black Panther. Like this was a movie about them. Kind of, they made an entire big budget Marvel movie about dealing with the loss of a friend, basically that was in these movies.
Okay, the whole movie's not about that. I was gonna say
I agree.
on the first
Yeah.
20
Sure,
minutes,
sure.
but there's 2 more hours of bullshit right after all that.
So you get the
Um,
introduction of Namor, who's Namor in the movie.
and then you go right into bad CGI, Atlantean fights, and a bunch of white CIA officers. I really am not crazy about that movie. I plan on rewatching it before Doomsday, but
I probably will too. I don't like the stuff that you're talking about. That stuff is not good. I think that the final fight, very similar to the first Black Panther movie, not good. Just a
I,
bunch of Wakandans standing on a boat. Um,
I think all the action's bad in the movie. Like I don't think there's a
I think
single
that
act.
the invasion, like Namor's invasion of Wakanda, was fun, and you have the sirens, and there's people
Yeah,
jumping off of like cliffs and stuff like that. That stuff I thought was cool, and they flood Wakanda, which is a thing that he does in the comics a lot, and
yeah, yeah.
it's cool. I think that stuff is fun. Doesn't always look good. Like there's parts of that that look pretty cool, and there's other parts of that where like specifically when Namor kills uh Angela Bassett's character, and he looks at Letitia Wright and says like, "You are the queen now."
Yeah.
That is like a bad shot. Um, but
And
you
it's
know,
one of these. It's like supposed to be
yeah, it's
the,
supposed to be like the like oh fuck, you know, like yeah, and
but like I'm like this.
it
Yeah.
looks like that shot of Tony Revolori in No Way Home where he's on the sidewalk. Um, yeah, so Black Panther 2 a little mixed.
So 7.
Has some good stuff, but you know, I think we're putting it that at 7.
All right. So we're on
Um,
to 6.
we are on to 6. To recap, the list is Spider-Man Far From Home at 10, Black Widow at 9, No Way Home at 8, and Black Panther 2 at 7. I had Doctor Strange 2 at 7. So that means I would have Doctor Strange 2 at 6 now on the power
Okay.
rankings. Can I get Doctor Strange 2 at 6?
You want to know my number 6?
I want to
So
know
I'm
your number
curious.
6.
I know it's higher for you, but I might be able to concede on this Doctor Strange thing. My number 6 right now is the Marvels.
Okay.
The Marvels is the closest to being a good movie here for me. From here on out, it's movies that I really like.
Mhm.
I like
Yeah.
the Marvels though. I think it's pretty solid.
The Marvels is like I think like you could like this entire tier of Black Panther 2, Doctor Strange 2 and the Marvels are all movies that have like some really high highs but have the what I would
Astronomical
call
lows.
yeah, like I would call it the signature jank of the Marvel flop era. Very present in these
Yeah,
three
yeah, yeah,
movies.
yeah.
Um I think that with the Marvels, you have a total validation of Brie Larson as the character of Captain Marvel. Like, I thought that, you know, after Captain Marvel 1 and Endgame, it's like the thing we were talking about with Supergirl, where in Captain Marvel, she basically has no personality whatsoever. She's just kind of like doing what Robert Downey Jr. and Benedict Cumberbatch do as Doctor Strange and Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Like, you know, just kind of like a snarky badass character
Mm-hmm.
with like no, but they don't have like anything else behind that.
Right.
The Marvels, they let her cook. Like she feels like a real person, and they gave her, you know, Monica Rambeau and Kamala Khan to like play with in the movie, and all
The
of them are
most
great together.
electric chemistry in any of these things between the three of them.
And
Honestly, like
that's such a big part of these movies too.
okay, fine,
Like,
we can put Doctor Strange at 6.
yeah,
Okay.
I think that's
I can live with that.
a couple of months ago, I would have been on your. I would have been like, oh, Doctor Strange 2's got to be like number 3 or something like that. But like the rewatch, and you can listen to our podcast on Doctor Strange 2 from a while back. You know that's still up there. Um,
That was our first Doomsday episode.
that was our first Doomsday episode. That
It's not
rewatch
even
did
gonna
not
matter
help
for
that movie
Doomsday.
for me. Yeah, it was.
That's fine. Yeah, we'll put Doctor Strange there.
So that puts the Marvels at 5.
Yeah, do you know, what do you have at 5?
I have the Marvels.
Okay, yeah, that works for me.
Okay. So recapping. Number 10, Spider-Man Far From Home. Number 9, Black Widow. Number 8, No Way Home. Number 7, Black Panther 2. Number 6, Doctor Strange 2. Number 5, The Marvels. That is our 10 through 5. Norman, how are you feeling about this list so far?
It's pretty all right. I think these next 4, I guarantee we have the same 4 movies going
We
into
do.
this top 4.
We almost certainly do. Like
It's
unless
the
you have
order. The
fucking
orders.
yeah, unless you have you're gonna surprise me and
My
say
number
Shang-Chi
4 is
is
Thor:
4.
Love and Thunder. I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
exactly. I completely forgot about that movie. I didn't even have that on the list
Um,
on the menu here for me.
duh.
Yeah.
Um,
I tried to I intended to write down every movie though. I've
yeah.
got everything except for that one. Forgot it existed.
Okay, well, my number 4 was Doctor Strange. So you're gonna hate me. My number 5 was Thunderbolts. Honestly, probably better than Doctor Strange. Um, so I'll say Thunderbolts for 4.
You want to hear a stunner?
You got what? Fantastic Four here.
No, I don't.
Spider Man
I have Thunderbolts here.
at 4.
I do.
Damn.
I
Okay. Okay.
rewatched it. I rewatched it last week. And I said this on the Thunderbolts podcast that we did a while back. I said this on the podcast. I knew it was a thing that perturbed me in the movie. But when I rewatched it this last time, the flaws that I was mentioning a while back kind of like stuck out a little more. I was like, the pace of this movie is real funky. Like it just kind of we're going. It has that Black Panther 2 thing where we're like with the Thunderbolts in a secret bunker, and then we're with Julia Louis Dreyfus in a completely different location. Doing something very, very different. And then, we're with Bucky, and like all of these things are separate for a while, and then they come together. And they come together okay. Like it all works fine. But the pace, we're just going back and forth, and there's a lot of like reshooty stuff in the movie that
Yeah.
kind of completely flattens the mystery surrounding the Sentry.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Specifically, when you first meet Bob in the incineration room, when the Thunderbolts all get together, when John Walker, Ghost, Florence Pugh, Yelena Belova is down there, and they find this guy Bob, and you're like, what the heck is going on with this guy? Like, it's this mystery man. You should have held on to that mystery. Like, it should have been like, oh, what like is actually going on here? And you should have let the audience piece it together themselves, because you gave them a lot in the bunker. Like, Yelena finds this thing, and there's this like sentry program. You see this that like there's dead bodies. Like, there's really compelling breadcrumbs. And what they do is, after you get the really compelling breadcrumbs, they immediately cut to Julia Louis Dreyfus's character, Contessa Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, and her intern talking in a helicopter on the way to the bunker. And the intern tells Julia Louis Dreyfus, holy shit, the Sentry program, it worked. It's this guy. It's Bob. It's the guy that's in the basement.
Yep.
And it's like, why did you do that? Like, the audience would have got it. Like if you gave them like 10, 20 minutes, like just let it linger. Just, bothers me about that movie. A movie that I like a lot. I think the emotional moments at the end of the movie really, really pay off. I think like the conversation that Yelena Belova and Red Guardian have on the street, that's like top 5 MCU moments for me. That's like, you shouldn't have killed my mom and squished my Walkman. Like that's up there with that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I really, really love that part of the movie. I love Bob as the Sentry becoming the Void, and basically turning New York into the back rooms, as I said earlier.
Yeah.
Really like a lot of that stuff. I like that movie, but
No,
on
it was
on on the rewatch, this stuff kind of annoyed me.
it was real fresh, especially when it came out. It was like it didn't do well at all, but for us people who see every Marvel movie, it was like the jolt we needed.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, I remember walking out of that movie and seeing the post-credit scene of the Fantastic Four coming in, and them, seeing them on the screen, and I was like, that was the coolest fucking movie I've ever seen in my fucking life.
yeah,
That was the feeling that I had coming out of the movie.
yeah, it was exciting. It was like
Mhm.
we're back.
Yep.
But yeah, so we got that at 4.
We have that at 4.
Okay.
Also, one minor thing, like the one thing that I didn't like, another thing I didn't like about this movie was the fact that they, like, it was because it wasn't doing well at the box office, but by changing the official title of the movie to like the New Avengers, like Thunderbolts colon, and then they put the New Avengers below it, and this is on like the Blu-ray case, and this is on like a lot of the posters and stuff, and they changed it like in the AMC app. They changed like they crossed out Thunderbolts and
Mm-hmm.
put New Avengers on it. Like that is a spoiler. Like that, like I get like if you know the origin of the Thunderbolts in the comics, you know that there's some kind of switcheroo coming maybe uh, with that kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's a spoiler in the movie. That should not be on any promotional material.
Yeah, you either have to fully commit or give it a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Um,
So that annoyed me too. So that's why Thunderbolts is at number 4. I like that movie. I was just ripping it a second ago because I've done
yeah.
nothing but, for context, I've done nothing but sing that movie's praises for like a year and a half. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why I'm kind of ripping into it right now to explain why I'm putting it at 4. And Norman also had it at 4. Norman, what are we putting in number 3?
Speaking of 4,
We agree on this too.
this movie's only crime, other than some shoddy CGI, is that it should have been longer.
Yeah.
You can just tell. I mean, you can tell from the trailers, but they cut out a lot of the character stuff, which is like fantastic in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's so good. It's so anytime they're talking to each other, Reed talking to little baby Franklin is amazing. Sue's speech to the world is like one of my favorite scenes in a Marvel movie.
Mm-hmm.
You get Silver Surfer, you get Sue giving birth in a black hole while they're getting chased by Silver Surfer. You get Practical Galactus played by Ralph Ineson. I loved it. You can just tell they cut a lot out, which frustrates me.
Yeah. And they also, with Pedro, supposedly he walked in wanting to do, like
Yeah.
a really, really hard take on the 60s,
Mm-hmm.
sitcom vibe. Kind of do like an I Love Lucy thing, I think. And apparently they told him, don't do that.
Yeah, which they also like, yeah, it's just, I love it. I actually watched it twice this summer, and I'll probably watch it again before Doomsday.
I'm probably going to rewatch it before Doomsday comes out again because I've been, and I'm reading the Fantastic Four stuff now, comic books, and the idea that I would be putting Fantastic Four ahead of Thunderbolts and Doctor Strange 2 and the Marvels a year ago
I know.
would have been
You used to call
nuts.
me crazy.
It's a riser for me. I mean, what can I say? I think I slept on this one, and I think a lot of other people did as well because a lot of people didn't see it, and the reception was solid. I don't think it was like mixed, but yeah, I think this one deserved probably a little more attention. I
They're
think
the
it's one of the
thinking
better
man
ones.
superhero.
Yeah, yeah,
Like they are, but like that was a stupid thing to say.
yeah.
But yeah, they're like the only reason I'm excited for Doomsday. I love those characters, and I think they killed it with the casting. I was worried before, but
Mhm.
I hope the sequel they let everything breathe a little bit more, because even in this movie, which is way too short, they let moments breathe more than they do in other movies, and it works really well. Like you really feel it. I was really, and like I know a lot of the homework for this was done because I'm a huge fan of these characters, and this movie was a lot. It was based off the Hickman run, which is like my stuff. But yeah, good movie.
Yeah, I think like the one thing that I would say about this movie as a negative, which is something that really affected my opinion of it a year ago when it came out, is that I just think some of the performances feel a little bit stilted, and some of the interactions between the characters feel a little wonky and that's like on the direction of the movie.
Yeah.
I think that some of that stuff, which is again, like we said about the Marvels, where they got that part so right,
Mm-hmm.
and that's such a big part of all of these movies is the interaction between the characters. I think a lot of the interaction between the four that was about Franklin and like a lot of the stuff revolving around that was pretty good. But there's certain things that are like, I don't know, like between like Johnny and Ben, for example. Like there's a moment at the end of the movie where like Galactus flings the thing into space and Johnny's like, Ben, and it just feels wonky. Like
Yeah.
there's just certain things like that where I'm like, that moment where he saves the thing like is clearly designed to hit way harder
Yeah.
than it does. And there's just certain things that I feel like that are very important about superhero movies that they don't capitalize on in that movie. Um, but I think all the other stuff sort of overtakes that for me now.
Yeah.
Um,
I get you.
so yeah, that's Fantastic Four at 3. So our number 2 and our number 1.
It's time for War
Um,
Max.
yeah.
I know we disagree here because I know that you
See,
have
I don't know.
Spider-Man Brand New Day.
I'm willing to be talked into Spider-Man Brand New Day at number 1 and Guardians of the Galaxy 3 at number 2. I just want you to make the case. Why are we not putting Guardians of the Galaxy 3 above Spider-Man?
This is the definitive Spider-Man movie. Not like I said, I think this is kind of the best possible Spider-Man movie you can get out of the MCU. Um, Spider-Man's just kind of that guy. I like Guardians 3. Um, I think it's a big step down from the second one in a lot of ways. I don't think it's as funny. I don't think it looks as nice. There's just Endgame baggage that doesn't make it work well as a trilogy. Um, I still love that movie, and like it's two, obviously.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I'd give it to Spidey though.
So with the Endgame baggage thing, Spidey also has like kind of the exact same baggage with No Way Home to this movie.
Yeah,
Although that's
but they're
part of
okay,
the
but they're
that's part of the
Spider-Man
same
movies. Yeah,
franchise.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
part of the same franchise, but if you didn't
That-
see No Way Home, you're a little like, wait, what happened with
Okay, but this was
nobody knows who,
Spider-Man. They have different names. This is Spider-Man 3 going into Spider-Man 4.
Mhm.
So they're gonna have the baggage from the last movie. This is Guardians 1 and 2, like that,
Mhm.
and then Infinity War and Endgame, then Guardians 3 stuck over here.
Mhm. Yeah, it does feel that way. I personally I would probably also put Spider-Man Brand New Day above Guardians 3. I just wanted to have the conversation about it. Because at one point it would have been like probably, like after like I saw Brand New Day for the first time, this would have been a fight. Like I would have
Yeah,
been going for Guardians 3 way harder. Um and I think that there's certain things about Guardians 3 that are probably better than Spider-Man Brand New Day. Like for example,
the villain. I'll give you that.
yeah, yeah, the villain in Spider-Man Brand New Day is, take your pick between a
It's Jean
future
Grey.
X-Men
Yeah,
character and Mr. Milchick from Severance. Um, you know, Jean Grey works in the movie, and so does Tremel Tillman as William Metzger. Um, it's cool. It's good. It is not Willem Dafoe as the Green Goblin or Alfred Molina as Doc Ock. It is not the you know true. It is
yeah.
not. It is not Chukwudi Iwuji as the High
No,
Evolutionary.
I agree there for sure.
Um, so I think that's better about it. I think in terms of raw emotional payoff, I think that Guardians 3, it's like no contest. I
Yeah,
think
I
that
can give you that.
I think that all the stuff that they do with Rocket in that movie is the Guardians of the Galaxy movie I was waiting for since 2014, because Rocket I thought was always the coolest character in the whole thing. I think a lot of people probably agree with that. Like he's the guy, he's the little guy, you know, like Star-Lord, Chris Pratt is like the main guy, and that's what the first two movies are about largely. And Rocket's kind of just this, you know, he's there and like he's clearly got a dark past and he doesn't like, you know, people and there's something going on there, but they don't really explore it. And then 3 is the Rocket movie. And I think it delivers as a Rocket movie on every possible level.
I agree. I will just say, I think most of that work was done in 2, with Rocket specifically.
I just see. I think that the stuff they do in 2 was really like informative and works in 2, but everything in 3 with the backstory and with like 3 is like a movie to explain it in the simplest terms, it's like you hurt my friend, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
No, yeah, yeah.
Like we're gonna fucking find you and jump you. Like that's the plot of Guardians 3 is the Guardians are like, wow, he really hurt Rocket. Like we're gonna go kill this guy.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lot of fun. Like that's like interesting for like a superhero movie as well. Like
For
the
sure.
Guardians are not, as we said, traditional characters. Like they're kind of like space pirates. They're guys that are not really superheroes, and then they come together to do some good. And this movie is about them, you know, coming together, and they're like, wow, let's just fuck that guy up. Like we gotta, you know, find that guy and kick his ass. Like
Yeah.
it's you know that kind of movie, and feels very different in that way.
Yeah.
And I like it for that reason. Whereas Spider-Man Brand New Day, you know, the like this Peter and MJ stuff is kind of here and there for me. Like I think like I don't know who you are, like she loved you, but I don't love you thing from that movie. Like I've seen it in the TikTok edits recently. Like it doesn't work for me as well as like I don't get the, you know, the same feeling I get when I watch like Chris Pratt screaming over Rocket when he's dying. Like
Yeah.
that's the stuff. Very different scenes, but
Yeah, I get
you
you.
get what I'm saying. Um
But you agree? Spider-Man at 1, Guardians at 2? We can live with
I
that?
agree. I think everything you said was correct. I think it is like the definitive MCU Spider-Man movie. I still think Tobey's Spider-Man, just Spider-Man, is the definitive Spider-Man movie. I think it's the
Yeah.
perfect origin story. Like that first Tobey movie, I think should, like if you're making a comic book movie, like you have to watch that movie. I
Yeah.
think like it's the blueprint. In terms of origin stories, it's like perfection. I am a Spider-Man 1 guy over Spider-Man 2 as well. There's not a lot of us out there, but
I'm
you
a
know,
Spider-Man 3 guy over Spider-Man
really
1. I got 2, 3, 1.
okay. Wow. Wow. Spider-Man 3 does have a lot of cool stuff. I will concede that.
I
It might
saw
have all the cool stuff if I
when I saw all 3 in theaters when they did that. I cried during all 3 of them, and 3 made me cry the hardest.
yeah, because
That's
3
some
you
that's
get
some
like the
real
ending.
ass shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love 3.
Yep.
Okay, but that's our list. You want to read it off one more time?
That is our list. In conclusion, we have. Hold on, my iPad locked up. Okay. In conclusion, number 10, Spider-Man Far From Home. Number 9, Black Widow. Number 8, No Way Home. Number 7, Black Panther 2. Number 6, Doctor Strange 2. Number 5, The Marvels. Number 4, Thunderbolts, asterisk, The New Avengers. Number 3, Fantastic Four, First Steps. Number 2, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. And number 1, Spider-Man Brand New Day, which you can see in theaters right now.
In IMAX. Fuck dinosaurs. I'm playing.
That's our list.
Yeah, that's our list. I think that's our episode.
that is our episode. It's a Marvel heavy one. We're coming back with some stuff later on. We got some, just because the summer's over doesn't mean the year in movies is over, and we got some good stuff coming your way.
Max, you know what we're talking about next week?
I don't actually. What are we talking about?
We're talking about the movie they didn't want you to see.
Yeah,
They tried to bury it.
Yep.
They tried to cancel it.
Yep.
But we're seeing it. And we're telling y'all how it is.
Yep. We are.
Checking in with my buddy Wile E. Coyote, and I can't wait.
Stay tuned. And thank you for listening and watching. Bye-bye.
See y'all next time.